All right, so today we are gonna be talking about primer and why that is a crucial part of having a nice outcome. You guys seen those parts that I showed you had a really phenomenal gloss. One of them was a brand new hood, so you do not have to worry about things dying back or sucking in to the actual part. The other one was a prime part, but the longer you let that primer sit, the better outcome you are gonna have with the holdout on the gloss, as well as if you did some body work on it. So we are gonna be using the shadow gun today. We've got our new gun from Luma. And to me, having a good primer gun is a big thing because you have to get that primer on there nice and flat. You do not wanna have an orange peel in it because when you're sanding away that primer, you're gonna be sanding away a lot of the mills if you have a peely surface. So you wanna lay it down flat, that way you're gonna block it, but you're still gonna leave the primer on the vehicle. So we're gonna be priming this Tesla up. We put a quarter panel on it. And instead of just spot priming this one, being we have some body work here, we seamed it here, and we're gonna be priming here, we're gonna go ahead and prime the whole quarter panel with the white primer, and we're gonna try out the Shadow HVLP. What's nice about this gun is that it comes in multiple setups, especially if you guys are doing any of your restoration work and you need one that can put out a lot of product, like your polyesters, your slick sands, and any of those type of primers. So this one here, we'll do it with the 2.0. We're gonna be using the 1.5 on this one, and we're gonna try to get this primer on here nice and flat. That way we do not block a lot of it off, and we do not have a problem with it later sucking in. All right, so the first thing we did was cover up the holes. That way we do not get anything inside as far as sanding, as well as any of the cleaners that we're doing. Next, you're gonna wanna make sure that you clean it. With any process in the body shop, the first thing you should always do before even body work is clean the panel off. That way you get any of the waxes, oils that may be on that panel, and you don't sand them into the sand scratches. So we've got it all bagged up. We're gonna go ahead now and get it prepped out. We are gonna hit that with a 320. I like to give it 320 grit for my primer. That way it's a little bit more aggressive than the 400 that I will use to prep out that primer. A lot of the body men will finish off their body work in 180. That's what I like. It's smoother, but it still gives you a good adhesion. You do not want to get anything coarser than a 180 grit scratch in the bodywork or on the paint around the bodywork. That way you eliminate that sand scratch swelling that you guys have seen. If you've ever sanded something too coarse and that car goes out in the sun, you're gonna have it suck down into that primer and you're gonna have a problem. So we're gonna go ahead now and get it prepped out, and then we're gonna get it inside the booth and get this thing primed up with the new Shadow. All right, so we're fully bagged now. We cleaned it off, and now we're gonna go ahead and apply the primer to the quarter panel. Being that we're gonna be priming the whole quarter panel, it's gonna be nice because for you guys at the house that don't wanna seal things, you're gonna have full coverage on your quarter panel, especially if you're using those primers that are gonna match the outside of the vehicle. This one being a pearl white, we're gonna hit this with a white primer, and that way we're gonna have better coverage. If we were to finish this out and not seal it, we can move right into our base coat. One other tip for you guys at the house that may be doing restoration work and you're gonna be priming these panels complete, but you have body work. Go ahead and take a snapshot of it before you prime it. That way you can block the area where your body work is, because once you put primer down, you might not remember where you actually had some body work. Because with these brand new panels, we do not have to block this part. We only have to block the areas where we did some repair work, and that's gonna let us know where we should block it, and that way we can move through this job quicker because we know exactly where to block, and then we can hit it with the DA. All right, so let's open up this box and see what we got here with this gun. One thing I do like when I get a primer gun is I want the outside of that gun to be able to be cleaned right away. And it looks like this one here has a nice coating on it that's gonna allow it to clean. I had some guns in the past that were just aluminum, and then as soon as you started cleaning that gun, it tarnished, and that gun to me looked like it was shot. So you can use this for the slick sands, the polyesters, and everything else, because you have the 1.5, the 1.8, and the 2.0, which is really gonna work out for you guys at the house doing the restoration job. So, and don't forget to check out them as well for their regulators. They got their new digital reflex regulator. I've been using these, and they work out nice. So we're gonna put this on here as well, and we're gonna get this thing loaded up. So that's one coat, and we only put that on our areas that had body work done. That way we have 3 coats over the body work and 2 coats on the areas that don't need to be blocked. One big thing you wanna make sure that you do is allow that primer to flash off before you're recoating it. That way you know it is gonna cure properly. If you start to stack that primer on there before that bottom coat flashes off, you're gonna trap that solvent, and that's what's gonna lead to having that sand scratch swelling later on down the road. Especially when you're in an air-conditioned shop like we are here, sometimes these cars do not get hot like they used to back in the old days when you worked in those normal body shops that were very hot. You have to make sure that you let that primer flash off in between coats. That way it's gonna cure properly and you're not gonna have any problems later. So once we see this fully matte out, we're gonna go ahead now and put a coat on the whole quarter panel, and we're gonna let that flash off before we hit it with our last coat. So one thing I can definitely tell you is I don't miss the old style cups. You waste a lot more thinner and a lot more time trying to clean that gun out. And we will be getting the PPS adapter for this one. That way when we use it, it's a lot nicer to use. And with this gun, you guys seen that it laid down a beautiful, nice primer. A lot of you guys might be saying, it doesn't matter, you're gonna block it. Yes, it does. If you leave a lumpy primer on that vehicle with a lot of peel and a lot of texture, by the time you sand away the texture to get it flat, you've taken off all the mills. So it's crucial to get your primer on there nice and flat, not only for leaving the mills on, but when you go to sand it, it's gonna save you that much time in your prep work, because you guys know whatever the foundation is that you're applying that paint to is what is gonna really show, and you want that as nice as possible. So this gun lays it out nice. It did clean up easily, and I think you guys will like it out there if you're in the market for a primer gun. I'm gonna try it out for sealer. I always like to try my guns out first, actually with clear coat, just to see how they spray, and then I'll break it in with the primers because I don't really like just dirtying up a brand new gun. To me, it's almost like a shame to take a brand new gun and use it for primer, but it is a primer gun and that's what we did with it. It worked out well. So if you're in the market for a primer gun, make sure you check out the Luma Shadow. Everything will be in the link below, and we'll see you guys on the next one.